So how's it going?
What's up, man? How you doing? It's nice to talk to someone that's like under the age of 30 on this damn server.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm not under the age of 30, but I'll take that as a compliment, I guess.
No, you sounded young. What?
Well, yeah, I look young too, so like I can't even grow a beard. Like it's
Oh
I
my God. You shouldn't have said anything, man.
no, it's fine. It's what I can add more into the conversation. It seems more fun that way.
I see you running around on. You have a rogue, right? An undead rogue.
Yes, that's what I am. So
Glad you
it's good.
chose the master race.
I mean, considering kind of going around and questing, and I've been ganked so much by rogues, and the
Y-
stun luck is just the worst, man. I can't
y-
move, like I can't do anything at all.
Dude, I hate rogues too, man. I freaking like rogues and frost mages are the worst things for warriors. Let me
Hmm.
tell you, I duel to late and like that the guy's in fucking blues and I still have a hard time. To duel a rogue man as a warrior, like I gotta equip I got a shield. I gotta throw on my skull flame shield for his opener. Unless I'm dead, like
Yeah, that's what you gotta do, huh? Do you have to
it's a rough fight.
use any cooldowns at all at the beginning, or what's your strategy?
Pretty
I,
much it's fucking just negate all the damage that comes off the opener and just beat him out because when a warrior's fighting a rogue in the DPS battle, the warrior's gonna win the DPS battle. I mean, the rogue still has hella good DPS, but
mm-hmm.
like the thing that separates it is the opener. Like I don't know, I don't play a rogue. You could probably tell me better than what I'm saying, but like that opener is just brutal, man. It'll knock me down to half.
Yeah, it is, and the interruption is the worst. You get uh gouge, you got blind, you got vanish. I mean,
Oh
a
Jesus
good
Christ.
a good rogue can definitely kill anybody, like if they know what they're doing. This streamer,
Yeah.
Vishero or Pashero or something like that, is like one of the best rogues I've ever seen. He owns all of these people that he's trying to gank, and of course, he has the element of surprise, which is like a huge plus. Especially for a rogue.
Yeah, that's always a plus, man. Like when I'm doing Talay, I'm sitting there on my keyboard waiting. I'm just because he's fucking around. That's the worst the element of surprise.
Yeah, I mean, rogues are just you can't do. They're unpredictable, man. They just show up out of nowhere. You're questing, you're having fun, and then boom, all of a sudden you get ganked, you get stunned.
Yeah, it's as a warrior, you kind of gotta get the jump on him first, unless you're screwed.
Yep, definitely. I have a friend of mine who's a druid, and dude, he hates rogues so much because he's. I mean, I don't see his point here, but he's like, dude, whenever I'm questing, they wait until like I'm like 50% or 25%, and then they kill me. So from now on, I told myself if I see a rogue, I will kill him. Like no
Yeah, this is a
mercy.
good old classic ganking.
Yep, definitely. And from then on, he's prepared. Like he's always had like potions, pots, like all the stuff that he needed to beat a rogue. So each time that he gets ganked, he's prepared, fully prepared. He knows what he's doing, and most of the time he kills a rogue. He tells me all the time.
Yeah, I don't like rogues. I don't like rogues. I don't like frost mages. Yeah, it's no fun.
I've
And it
never,
figures everyone on the PvP Discord is either a rogue or a frost mage.
yeah,
It's like, fucking thanks, man.
yeah, and I've never really encountered a lot of frost mages because they're just out there farming, I guess. With rogues, I mean, they just gank one on one. There's no mercy at all.
Yeah, them motherfuckers.
So it's good. I mean, I'm leveling one right now, so it's pretty exciting, and the damage outbursts on these are just freaking amazing because I can kill three
Yeah,
one
it's
at a
crazy.
time.
Even in PvE, like the only competition I have for DPS most of the time, like in PvE, like are the good rogues. the I don't know what it is. Like the damage output's so good on a rogue right now in vanilla.
It is, yeah. Especially sword combat. I'm on sword combat, and I'm gonna twink this level 49. And I'm gonna get the trash blade, which is like it gives another extra attack a chance.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's always good. That and Haj. Haj
Yep.
is freaking OP.
Yeah, it should be pretty exciting. I'm already like stoked about leveling this to level 49. I thought about leveling it to 60, but
Yeah, I've debated making a rogue. Like if I'm gonna make another character, it's gonna be a rogue. But I usually just like play one character and I play it like frivolously.
mm-hmm.
Like um, like I play. Do you play Overwatch at all?
I did. Yes, I did. But I
Like I
haven't.
was a huge player in that game.
Mm-hmm.
Like I got up to like playing with like Sure for Gale Adelaide. I don't know if you know any of those streamers, but like the really like the 0.5% of the game, like above 1%.
Sure.
And but anyway, I put like 1,000 hours into one character itself.
Jesus, that's a lot, man. Did you had
Yeah, it's a lot of fucking hours,
did
but it's kind of like a practice makes perfect type thing.
sure,
I
yeah.
just play one thing and I just do it over and over and over again.
Did you had like friends to play with you, or did you just play by yourself? Or?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. That's the key to though. Like I wanted to play that game and I wanted my friends to get them, but nobody was interested in it. So I played only a few hours. Not even like
The game's fun. It's very team based, so
it
you
is.
gotta
Yeah.
be able to work together with people.
Yep. Definitely. So do you have any other characters than Ragincajun?
Oh man, I'm just gonna put mad ass hours onto this one.
Hell yeah. That's what it's about. I see you in chat all the time. Uh,
Hell yeah, you see me shit talking.
yeah. that people
I
get
saw what's her name was on, or whatever the Mercat was on today, spitting political bullshit.
yeah.
It's like, oh, you're harassing me. Well, if you're gonna spit political bullshit into the chat, what do you expect not to get clapped back? Like,
Mm-hmm.
hello, wake up. Like she's saying, like, it's not even just like in a political opinion. It's trolling.
Yeah.
It's saying like Trump's not my president. I mean, I'm not into politics. I don't give a fuck about Trump. I don't give a fuck about Hillary. If they're both in a coffin, I wouldn't care.
Sure.
But if you get like it's not even political talk. It's like trolling to a point.
No.
And you say one thing back, and the person loses it.
Yeah. I mean,
But yeah, I troll chat. I shit talk. I'm out here.
like, when did that started? Like, I mean, if the first day you remember, as far as you can remember.
When I started shit talking people.
Well, not even that. Just
goes-
kind of.
That goes back to freaking Modern Warfare 2, man.
And that's why.
It's a war zone in LFG.
Yeah, that's why. That's why there's a Barons chat, man. People used to go there, and that's pretty much like you call it shit posting. You go to Barons and shit post, right?
I've seen that. I've seen that here. See, surprise, surprise. I've never played in vanilla before. I'm kind of
Yeah.
too young for that.
Yeah.
But like I'm 25, so I never played in vanilla. I started in Witch King, and I actually started on a priest, like
Yeah.
a holy priest, because the bubbles were fucking insane. I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
And no, but I never played back in vanilla, so I never had the original Barons chat. But when we first started the game, it was pretty funny to see the chat. Like I knew of it, and I knew like Barons chat was troll, but it was good to get a little taste from the classic side.
The funny thing is, I've never had the experience of Baron chats before too. I've played vanilla, but it's on Alliance side, and the reason is, my cousin used to play. My cousin used to play, and he got me hooked up into this game, and I wanted when it came out.
I've heard your past podcasts.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I forget what you said you played. Was it a priest?
No, it's a hunter. Night elf on hunter.
Okay.
Because dude, I wanted an orc so bad, like orc hunter. That's what my freaking character was, right? Like
yeah.
I was like, dude, let's go for horde orc hunter, man. I want it. He's like, well, I already have the level 60 here, and I could hook you up with gold, and we can't play together if you're a horde. If I'm alliance, I'm like, what? So I'm like, fuck it.
Yeah, I
It's.
started Alliance too. Yeah, it was a human mage. I guess a lot of people start Alliance 'cause it's like the easy, you know.
Mm-hmm,
It's like, what are you gonna roll? Just roll a human if you're starting.
mm-hmm. And I never like back then I never did research before, and I never researched this game. I just went at it and started playing. So when I started, I was like, oh, what the hell is this? I didn't even know about, like, I can't talk to a horde like that way that we explained. You can't talk to horde, but I didn't know that you can kill each other and shit.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just
You
like
go up to one of the hordes, start trying to talk to them.
yeah.
Oh, I was gonna ask you.
Hmm.
Was that you rapping on the last podcast?
Yeah.
No,
Unfortunately.
dude, that was fucking amazing, dude.
Yeah.
I listened to that shit. I'm like, this is bumping. I'm like, I
Thank
loved
you.
it, dude.
Thank
I
you.
honestly loved it.
Thank you.
I made
Yeah.
it a point to come into this podcast and
Yeah.
ask you about that. That was great.
Yeah. Well, that's my whole premise of this. Not my whole premise, but part of my premise of this is to share music. And
Dude, that was amazing, dude.
yeah. And your song is going to be a rip off from the Beatles song. So prepare to listen when it's
Hell,
done.
I'm happy I just got a song.
Man, that's the thing too. It's I mean, I see you at the chat all the time, and
Yeah, yeah.
and do you have you ever been reported at all? Like, if you don't mind me asking.
No, go ask the fucking juicy ones. um, yeah. Back when the World Bosses just came out,
Mhm.
I went into a group with it was Faye Dane. I don't know if he was running the main group, but there's two groups. You got your PV group, P group, and you got your PV group.
Mhm.
And we got in. Or wait, was this the time I called out the boss first? Or no? No, but generally I'm always on the game, so
Mhm.
I freaking went to the raid. I didn't know that that PvP the second group didn't get any loot.
Mhm.
But besides that, I was asking for invites to the fucking first group for fucking 3 hours. Obviously, I'm Ragincajun,
Mhm.
so like a lot of these people on the server don't like me. Probably because we'll get in that. We'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
But um, yeah, I was asking for invites to this group for fucking 30 minutes, and no one invited me. So I'm like, well, fuck. And then they invite me to the second group. And then they told us we're gonna get loot off the boss, but it was kind of like it was like a sleight of hand, like they knew we weren't getting loot or the main loot off the boss, and it was just blues.
Mhm.
So obviously, me and this other dude got upset when the boss went down, and like, do we have a roll on the loot? And they're like, no. So I told everyone to report Faye Dane, and then in return, one of the guild members, whatever, said, oh, I'm gonna report you for falsely reporting. So that's when I was reported.
So
But
okay.
go
when
ahead.
when you want to when you wanted to report Faye Dane, I mean, did you like, it was just like a rational thought at all, or it was just like, oh, I'm pissed because I couldn't get a loot, and why did
It
you
was it was
what?
both. I was pissed, but at the same time, it was rational because they sleight of handed us. They bent the truth, which I'm just tired of people doing in this game and in general.
I mean, this was there a lot of people that agree with you or agreed with you on that, or it
I had a
was.
few guys in the group. Obviously, it wasn't the majority, but I had a few guys, and like another dude that didn't know that he couldn't get loot off and from the first boss. Because guess what? Surprise, surprise! Not everyone has gone to a world boss before in vanilla. You
Sure.
don't know that if you're not in the second group that you can't get the loot.
Why did you conclude as a being reported? Then is that like, did he say something that was kind of
Yeah, it's
offensive,
just
or?
it's just promising like loot and not delivering it. It's like if you go to a raid and they say main spec over off spec, and all of a sudden it's class loot dynasty, then you got a problem.
Yeah.
And guess what? You see dynasty doing do you see dynasty doing class loot anymore? No, because it's fucking stupid. Like
Hmm.
they like what do you like if I'm everyone doesn't play the same. Like obviously I'm a dagger spec warrior. I
Mm-hmm.
pick items with the lowest DPS but the fastest speed over. I prioritize DPS over damage.
Mm-hmm.
With arms is more damage based. You get like a swing every 2 seconds, and that swing's gotta, hit. You gotta hit your 8% hit cap or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But not everyone uses the same loot, and to have class specific loot is kind of retarded because you got players like me and you got other players that don't use. Felzar is tanking and he's a shaman, so
Mm-hmm.
like class root is retarded. But
It's
that's another
yeah,
story.
yeah, man. It's a kind of confusing, classic conundrum thing going on with especially with the gear wise, and we have this system where it's only supposed to be for BIS stuff. I don't know where that came from, but it used to be like, like, oh, if you it's like you need it, you can roll for it. It's nothing like, oh, this is BIS for this specific class, so this class only that can roll on it.
I never played WoW in vanilla, but the introduction of the whole BIS chart to the game before like it's even released is just everyone knows what they're aiming for.
Yeah,
Back then people didn't know what gear
yeah,
to get. Everyone knows their BIS before raid now
yeah.
because it's on a freaking web page.
You know who I blame for that?
Uh,
Hunters.
why hunters?
Now they have this whole argument about hunters. It's like everything is hunter weapon, right? But yeah, that
Okay.
is it was a joke.
But yeah,
I Go
most
ahead.
of that sorry. Most of that stuff's kind of blown over. I mean, Dynasty doesn't invite me to shit, but it's whatever. Most of that shit's blown over. I've been invited back to the World Boss Discord. I talked to some of the guys there, so
Okay.
we're fine. But a lot of people got the misconception that just because I don't want to be in a guild means like I'm the worst person on the server. Just because don't want to be in a guild doesn't mean I don't want to like party up. Doesn't mean I don't want to go to guild runs. Don't
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
think a lot of people got the wrong impression, and I don't know if it's just because I talk big game.
Mm-hmm.
I Yeah, big dick DPS. I mean, what could I say? The DPS is large. I
I was gonna ask you about that. You're
What's
answering
up?
it now about the guildless thing, and I can see that it has probably something to do with your freedom. Not being in the guild means no, there's no responsibility at all.
Um, yeah,
Considering that you don't have to, like, help other people out there in your guild, but at the same time it gives you this free. I mean, nobody can tell you like when to raid, or there's no schedule for you, so
yeah.
it's pretty much
That's
up to
pretty
you.
much it. I
Yeah.
don't really want to align with anyone, or like if I want to say some shit in LG, then I'm gonna say some shit. I don't need someone being like, "That's not okay," I
Yeah,
just
sure,
like
man.
doing my own thing.
Yeah.
That's why I played Roadhog in Overwatch. He's the so the number one solo character. It's
Hmm.
just who I am.
Have you thought about
Just do things, but
making a guild on your own, or do you have a guild on your own?
no. I
Like
don't
this.
really plan on making a guild or
Okay, that's 10
joining
gold.
one.
It's expensive.
Oh, I got like 600 G's on me right
Oh,
now. I'm like
jeez.
rolling in it.
Get your epic mount yet?
No, I'm such a noob, dude. It took me forever. It took me forever to get my other mount, just because I'm so frugal.
Yeah.
But I've actually been like herbing and actually collecting money.
Mm-hmm. Well, at least you have, you have 600 gold. Like a lot of people out there that spend their goal each time they reach up to at least 300, 200. You know?
Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna buy. Like I've just been like saving right now.
Sure.
Like I could buy a Lionheart helm for the extra point of hit because I do need hit still. Like the hit cap for Fury Warrior is fucking absurd. It's like 25%. Like
Mm-hmm.
so, I mean, I can need hit. I need hit anywhere I could get it, but
Do you have talents for that? Can you get like 5% talents for that
no,
hit?
you can't get hit through your talents.
Oh no, that,
Nope.
that sucks. Because Rogue has talents for that.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's unfortunate.
We're kind of like in the middle of something there that, the Guildless and the.
I'm just like doing my own thing. Like
Mhm.
I just I do well off by myself, I've done it for many games. I've been playing games since like fucking I don't even know when, man. I grew up on like the 64, the GameCube, Luigi's Mansion, Mario Sunshine, man, GoldenEye, Banjo Kazooie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh fuck. I mean like all those games. So that's basically my whole life
I
is
see.
been on like a screen.
Yeah.
So I know what I'm doing. I just do
Would
it
you?
well and just
Yeah.
prefer to play
Would you?
solo.
Would you consider yourself as a expert gamer?
Yeah, if fucking I told you in Overwatch I hit the top 0.5% of the game. I was playing with some of the pros.
Mm-hmm.
Um I managed to get like top 1,000 in domination back in Modern Warfare 3. Um, yeah, so I've been around the block, but
I see. I see.
I was really focused into Overwatch these past few years.
Cool, man. You still
But
play?
not really. Classic came out, and my one friend hates me now. I used to
Oh
play with
no.
him. Hey man, it is fucking facts. It is what it is.
um.
But so I kind of like broke apart from that game and jumped onto Classic WoW once it came out.
Sure. I mean, do do you regret it?
Um,
Maybe to a point.
Like regret playing Classic WoW. No, this game's fun. I enjoy playing the game. I do love Overwatch. Don't get me wrong,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know. I enjoyed Overwatch more with my friends.
Sure. And I mean, regardless of what happened to you, towards
Hmm.
the raids and stuff, you'd still play this game. And obviously, you're still here. You're still playing it.
I ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, and I'm glad that I mean everything was cleared up between some of the guilds that you've been into
I
and
mean, not everything. There's, I mean,
no,
half the
not
server still hates me. Don't get me wrong.
okay. Now my question is that
Like,
oh
like
yeah,
Warriors.
yeah, I just
Just
remembered that my question. Okay.
give me.
S- o-
Go for it. Go for it. Go
o-
for it. I'll let you talk.
Okay. So this you said half of the server hates you. Let's say yeah, half, right?
Sure.
Since you're pretty sure about that. So what would you say to those people? Like, I'm not asking you like if you want to be forgiven or anything like that. If you want to
Okay.
stay cool with them, what would you say to those people to kind of forget everything what you kind of did, or maybe when you experienced something that they didn't like, or whatever happened, like what would you say to those
Um.
people to clear things up?
Okay. I don't know. I'm not really looking to be forgiven. Like I'm a very logical person. Um, I've pissed some people off. Like warriors on the server are very full in their balls. You know what I mean? Everyone wants to be the best. All the warriors want to be the best warrior. You know, 'cause it's just something about warriors. Just something every warrior wants to beat out the next warrior. It just is what it is, and a lot of people don't like me just for that. Like it just because I put up like big DPS numbers. Like I don't. Some people just don't like me for that, and
Oh, maybe it's
and a
just.
lot of people got the wrong impression that just
Mhm,
because I don't want to be in their guild that I don't like them,
mhm.
and that's not true either. So I mean, that's pretty much. Uh, if I wrong someone, like I'll apologize to Faye Dane and them. Like that was a little messed up of a situation. Like I could have been more prepared. I could have known like about the loot, but at the same time, they could have invited me the first group when I was asking a million times. You know what I said? But I'll apologize for reporting. Like I shouldn't have done that.
Mhm. Well, that's cool, man. You've kind of
Shed some light.
a little bit, maybe. We'll see what happens after I after I release this.
We'll see what happens once this gets
May-
pushed out.
Maybe I can enlighten everybody by playing that song at the end of the podcast,
Yeah, there we
and
go. There we
it's
go. We could flip it. They'll listen to this part, right, and then they'll listen to the song, and maybe cheer up a little bit.
yeah. And also, I remember my first game, my when I was in Alliance back in Vanilla. I you see, I did not know this, right? Like I had no, like I said, I had uh, no one to tell me what we're supposed to do now. But this was kind of a common sense. It's like my fault. So I
What
was
do you?
I was questing in
Okay.
Ashenvale, and I saw this night elf past me, and she waved, right? So I was like,
Yeah.
we talked a little bit. So I was like, that was my first interaction with somebody else besides my
Yeah.
friends, right? I felt like a connection. I was like, oh, is this meant to be? Like, like my dumbass
What?
followed her,
I think
followed
I know.
yeah, followed her around for at least like 30 minutes while like, asking her questions and stuff, and then she wasn't replying anymore, so I just kept following her, and it
Yeah.
was like whistling and all this stuff, right? Pretty much like in-game harassment, and
Uh-huh.
all of a sudden this person whispered me. It had GM on the name on it, so I'm like, who's this guy? And
This isn't WoW. Is
yes,
it? Wait, this is WoW.
this isn't vanilla when I was playing Alliance.
Oh, okay.
So so he whispered me. He's like, "Hey, can you leave this person alone, please, or I'm gonna ban you." I'm like, "What?" And then I was like, "Who are you?"
Yeah.
He's like, "I'm the game master." I'm like, "Oh,
He
okay."
sent him a message. Well, who the fuck are you, man?
Yeah. So that was my first time, and then I had this email about it. So I was like, "Oh shit! I'm not gonna do that anymore. I can't do that anymore."
That's funny as hell. I thought you were gonna end the story and be like, "Yeah, the dude was, or the chick was totally a girl," and I was gonna be. I
No,
thought that's where the story was going. I was like,
oh no, it was an actual chick character too, and I bet you
also,
that's a chick player too. I bet that's probably why she reported me.
at least you're not like Greek cat. I can't even. I just made this up on the spot. I hope he listens to that. Like, fucking Greek catfish. That's what I was gonna say.
Greek catfish.
Greek fitness. Greek, if you're listening to this, I love you, but that just came off the top of the dome. But he plays as a female, but he's a dude.
Oh, I see. So are you planning to keep playing here? Especially BWL is coming out soon, within a month or so.
Yeah, I haven't even I have Atlas loot. I haven't even looked at the loot table, so I don't even know what the hell drops from that place. I'm more I don't even care about BWL. All I care about is a Zergos. That's it. I want to get my ass to that world boss. I am dead, dead set on getting these claws.
Sure, yeah. And you said like you've been invited back to a world boss raid, and
Yeah, I don't even know what's his name. It was an
for,
S priest.
what guild?
I don't know what his name was, but they invited me back to the World Boss Discord.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see if they invite me to a World Boss. Who knows?
Sure,
The
man.
last, or I don't even know when it was. The no, one of the few times back then I was looking for a World Boss, and they were posting the World Boss, and I was literally the first one in looking for group, the literal first one that called out the boss, and they didn't even invite me. They just
Mm-hmm.
ignored me the whole time. I'm like, dude, come on.
Hmm.
But yeah, they invited me back, so we'll see if they invite me.
Sure. No, this is kind of another thing too about being a guildless. That's the caveat of that, I guess. If you don't,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, it's a what's the expression? A double-edged blade.
mm-hmm. Slippery slope. Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
It's yeah. I mean, have you thought about? I mean, I know you haven't been in the guild for what, how long?
Oh, I haven't been in one ever.
Ever? Okay. Have you thought about maybe joining one just for that
Thought
purpose?
about it, yeah.
Oh,
That thought usually lasts 2 seconds,
and
but
then it just
yeah.
fades away.
And then it dissipates, but yeah, I've thought about it. I mean, it would definitely make rating easier. I pug a lot, but there's a few people I talk to, like the landlubbers. They'll bring me. They're trying to progress through MC, so they bring me along because I
Okay.
could help a lot on the DPS. And Night Witches brought me along. They're a bunch of nice guys.
Okay.
But yeah, I just pug a lot. I find my way around.
And has it been the same kind of outcome from different raid groups that you've been into? Like as far as getting along with everybody and kind of.
Um, yeah, I don't know. When I go to a raid, I usually just keep quiet. I just shut my mouth now and just just DPS as well as I can, honestly, so I
Sure,
don't piss anyone off.
sure, yeah.
I went to a I went to a Night Witch run and we down Rag and guess what fucking drops? Perdition Blade.
Oh no.
So I'm sitting there. Yeah, right. Yeah, that's
Mhm.
where the story gets real good. I'm sitting there and I'm waiting for the roll on the Perdition Blade. I already made sure that I already or no, I didn't make. I don't want to say that. I didn't make sure that I could roll on daggers.
Mhm.
But like I don't know how they didn't know that like I use daggers or I'm like the only Fury Warrior on the fucking server with a dagger.
Mhm.
But I don't know how they didn't know, and they ended up giving me Perdition Blade. They didn't even roll for it. They just gave it away to Espionage, and I was like, dude, are you kidding me? Like, come
Mhm.
on, I've been through so much shit. Like, I can't keep dealing with this. Like,
Mhm.
why you got to do this to me? And they're like, oh, we're so. And of course, Espionage fucking equips it. He doesn't
Mhm.
even. I once I see this thing like given out to someone, I immediately type like, what, whoa, 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 like I want to roll, like.
Sure, yeah.
And of course, once I say that, Espionage equips it. You
Mhm.
know, I like I like he knew. Like I know Espionage knew that like fucking I was looking for it, and then I couldn't roll if he just equipped it.
Mhm.
But so that was given away. But I don't know.
Well,
It's so much shit. Like, and I was waiting for that Perdition's Blade too. Like that's like oh I need that. That and the Corehound Tooth. Like oh game changer on the DPS. But
is
they,
there?
they they told me they're like we'll put in a ticket for you like ourselves. Like they realized like they should have let me roll on it,
Mhm.
but it is what it is. That yeah.
Is there like any other alternative out there? I mean, I see a lot of uh people kind of complain about maybe, or even an argument about maybe they should have warriors roll on a dagger.
It's honestly situational. Everyone uses different shit. Like I said, Felzar is tanking as a fucking shaman.
Mhm.
Like everyone uses different shit. Like I'm using Escadar's claw and what's it? The lobotomizer. So everyone uses different shit.
Mhm.
I mean, um it's just up to the person. Like obviously if daggers on a warrior wouldn't like isn't netting me any DPS, I wouldn't be doing it, but it
Sure, yeah.
fucking does.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
yo,
it's
you see that other Ragincajun in the chat? I gotta find out who that fucker is. If you're
no.
listening to this podcast, Ragincajun too, I'm onto your ass.
Man, I got so much freaking people on my schedule. I have three freaking alliance that wants to talk to me. But we'll see what happens. I mean, it's I wanted to actually bring people in here and just kind of explain what their community is like, and and in return, me I can what I can say what I think the community is like, and based on my experience. I'm not gonna speak for everybody else, obviously, but
Yeah, this is phenomenal. I'm glad you have like a lot of guests line up. It's awesome.
yeah. So,
And I love the podcast too. I've listened to every episode, so it's fun.
yeah,
I love it. I love the music at the start's awesome. I love how you open it with music every time, and I love the rapping on the last one, dude.
it's
I I,
awesome.
I like went back and listened to that shit twice. It was glorious.
That's
It's
good.
like this dude is just freestyling at the end of his podcast. Like I was in disbelief at first. I was like, "There's no way this is him." Like because it doesn't sound like you either. Like
Mm, okay.
your voice in the podcast does not sound like your voice in the rap. Like it's more deeper toned and
Yeah.
it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's I mean, I don't manipulate my voice that much a lot in especially like in the recording. I mean, I put like, equalizer on it, maybe like a little bit of a compression,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's not like it's well, the rap one had the like a little song, a little melody in the chorus part that I just put like echo on it, but you could still like my you could still hear my voice in that. It's not like auto-tuned or anything like that either.
I was just gonna say, honestly, after this podcast, I'm just gonna go back and listen to it again.
Okay. So, all right, man. This is it. And thanks for doing this again, man. It's fun.
Yeah, no problem. If you want to talk again, well, you message me anyway. Just send me a message, whatever.
Definitely. All right. Have a good night, man.
All right, man. Peace.